Okay, for this next video, what we're going to do is we're going to try to concentrate on creating enough planes and sketch planes to be able to draw the rest of this piece in here. Some things to note: if we look at this drawing, we'll note that based on the auxiliary view, the plane that we're looking for is 30% relative to the well, if you will, this face right here, or if we look in this view right here, it's 30% relative to that face right there. So if we're trying to create that, there's a nice new feature in the planes with Nventor. And in the old days, what we had to do is we had to pick the line, and then we had to pick the plane, and then pick which plane we wanted to be relative to. Now we don't have to do that anymore. It's a little more streamlined. I have to say that it's nice of them to do that. But we can go in here and have angle to a plane around an edge, and we can pick the edge, and then we can pick the plane, and that's either going to be 30, and they've actually done a little bit better work on that too by making this a visual. That 30 is not right, so what we want to do is put in a negative 30, and then we can see that that's going to be correct, and we'll rotate that around so we can see it. Okay, so once I get that, I can accept it with this green check mark. Rotate that back around where we can see it. And then it's just a matter of going into 2D sketch and picking the plane. And now we're ready to start drawing on that sketch plane. So it's just a matter of, now personally I like to do a rectangle, and I'm just going to put it out there anywhere. It doesn't matter. I'll even make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to put some constraints on here. And before I do that, what might be best is to change the visibility of this plane. So I'll right click on that, and I just clicked on the plane this time. Or you could come over here and turn it off. Okay, so there's my new feature. So I'll go in there and I want to do a collinear between this line and that line. I want to do a collinear between this line and that line here, and so let me do it there. So those aren't going anywhere. The only thing we can do now is put a general dimension here, and I believe that's 3 inches. Yes. Okay, that's fully defined. Now we could put fillets in there now if we wanted to, and we could, for that matter, go ahead and put the hexagon in there. But I want to do an extrude cut again, so I'm not going to do it that way. So I'll right click, done with the dimensions, right click, create feature, extrude. That's the extrusion there we go, that's the extrusion I want. Now it's saying that I've got a problem here. See the plus sign there? That tells me there's something else going on this sketch it doesn't like. And note right here I've got these 2 lines. What I'm going to have to do is go back into sketch mode, and it's already tripped me into it since there's a sketch problem. And I want to grab those 2 lines. I'll grab one and hold the shift key and grab the other and change those to construction lines. Now once I do that, it should be good. Extrude. Now notice my plus symbol's gone away. Now I want to extrude that, but I want to extrude it the other way. And it's 5/8. And I'll say OK. So that's what that should look like. Oops, wrong button, sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put in fillets. And the fillet I want is 1/2 inch, I believe. I want it on these corners here and these corners here. Switch over to selected. Grab the corners. And I didn't get that corner. I'm going to start that one again. Now I'm going to hit apply. So I can then rotate this around. And I can pick this line here. Okay, now we've got several other things to do here. One, we've got to put the hex on there, and then we've also got to put more fillets in. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and save that drawing. Okay, so to draw that hexagon shape, I'm going to need a new 2D sketch. Put that right on that face. And the hexagon is actually a polygon, isn't it? And it says you've got 6 sides. And then over here we've got across the corner dimension or across the flats dimension. We want across the flats. And we want that to be, I believe it was 1 inch. 1 inch. Whoops, oh, I'm sorry. 6, and then come in here and just place it. Oh, what I was thinking. Done. That was 6 sides. Now, what we got to do next is, if you note in this drawing that one line is parallel to the top, so we better use the parallel concern here. Pick that. Pick that. And now we just need to dimension it. So I'm going to go from this edge here to here, 2.5. From this edge to this edge, and that's what I was talking about. It needs to be across the flats, or it would be across the corners. And then I need to dimension from this center point to this edge of 1 inch. And it's fully constrained. So now I can right click done, right click and say create feature, extrude, cut, and OK. Oh, then I guess the only thing we have left to do is put on the fillets. So we'll do the fillets. And most of those are going to be 0.0625. And this is where it can get pretty tricky. And let's see, we'll apply that. Then we'll go in and put in one around this edge here, maybe. Sometimes this can be kind of a trick. And you just have to work and get what you can. I think we'll hold off on those two. The next dimension is we've got a couple 1/8 of an inch dimensions in there. And that might be a problem. Notice that's going all the way up. So we'll have to fix that. So I'm going to get rid of this one fillet. And it looks like I'm going to have to get rid of that whole thing. So I'll go ahead and put my fillets back in here. Okay, then we'll put in our other fillet here going straight down. Oh, and that's still, I'm going to have to get rid of the first fillet, it looks like. That one. So that I can put in this 1/8 of an inch fillet. And I believe we want one right there. And now we'll go back to the 0625 fillet. And we'll put fillet on that. Apply that. And I'm getting an error there, so this is where it can be a real trick. And it very well could be this fillet right here. So let's take that one. And now we'll do our fillet around the top here. Oh, still says there's an error. Let's see, what size was it? Yeah, 0625. Well, let's try some other options. Okay, let's put in those fillets then across the top. Okay, it looks to me like this LAB3 is a done deal.